Hello, welcome to today's lecture. Now, my name is Grace Ogiogi. For those of us actually meeting me for the very first time, I teach men, women, and youth how to make laundry bath soap, different kinds of soap, and other beauty and cleaning products. I actually have an online institute where I do that. Now, depending on where you got the access of this particular video, you might be watching, you may have gotten the access from YouTube, Facebook, wherever. Now, this is the promised soda soap I said I'll give you for free. Just like I teach my students, because it's always mostly a video class, I'm about to teach you how to make your very own simple soda soap. Now, some of us growing up, we probably saw our mothers and grandmothers making one particular soap just using red oil and caustic soda, and before you know, voila, they make soap, and then it becomes like a magical experience. And so part of my own learning how to make soap, I told her, I said I must actually learn how to make that particular soap because I really loved how simple it is. I know in this day and time you really can't do without a cleaning product, especially soap. So imagine me now coming to you to teach you free of charge how to make this very powerful but very simple soap. And I'm actually going to be using just two basic chemical and oil. I'm going to be using my red oil, now bleached red oil. In here is our bleached red oil. You can actually bleach your red oil either by heating it up using a heat process or actually bleach it using a chemical. Now in this case, I actually fried it, and you can see it's looking like normal groundnut oil you fry with fish. Now this is the stage it gets to, and it is bleached. You can also use chemical like I said, and if you want to have more information on how to use chemicals to bleach your oil, well, I guess you have to join me in our class. So basically, either you are actually using the heat process to bleach your oil or use the chemical process, which like I just said, you're going to be getting the information in the paid class. It's not everything I have to give out for free, but I still have you in mind. Now for those of us who are probably wondering, okay, so how do I actually now bleach using the heat process? Simple, just put your red oil in your pan, in your frying pan, in your pot, and then you bleach it to the to get to this level. You can actually even do the white paper test. You can do the white paper test. You just dip in your white paper in your bleached red oil until you notice that it has lost its redness, because the idea behind actually bleaching your red oil is to make it lose that redness. Red oil is actually pure red, so that's more one of the reasons why we go ahead to bleach our oil. And of course, if you're comparing the price of red oil and other oils in the market, most of us have over time realized that red oil is actually also very cost effective and very affordable and all that, and it also helps in the production of different kinds of soap. So there you have it, about just small tips on why we bleach red oil. So now the next particular chemical we're going to be using, because like I said, I'm using just two particular chemicals, like our oil and then our caustic soda. Now in here we have a lye solution. What do I mean by that? Just caustic soda that has been pre-dissolved in here for 48 hours with water. So the caustic soda is actually 280 grams of caustic soda in 660 ml of water, and it has been pre-dissolved for 48 hours. What it means is that I soaked this 2 days before actually shooting this particular video. Now some of you might be wondering, how do I measure that? When you go to chemical sellers, I'm sure they can actually give you the exact quantity for lye solution. Now, but for you who don't have any measuring items to probably get your 660 ml, like I said, I don't want to make mistake, because in productions like this, your measurement is key. If you want to get the same outcome I'm getting right here, you have to follow the exact measurement that I'm using. So now, just for you to know that I am trying to relate with you, and you're wondering, how do I get about 660 ml like I've mentioned? Now we already know we can easily get this particular bottle container anywhere around you. If you like, this way water bottle, anywhere around you can always get it. And this particular container here is 75 cl. I'm sure you always see it written on the stickers on it, 75 cl. What that means is also in ml. Remember, I just gave you my measurements in ml. 75 cl approximately means 750 ml in terms of liquid. Now of course, if this is 750 ml, at least you should be able to estimate where 660 ml should get to. I'm just trying to help you. For those who don't have measuring containers or items, you can actually estimate. If here is saying 750, give or take, here should be 600 now, isn't it? Then maybe in between here and here you should have 660 ml, just to help you. Now for those of us who now have measuring containers, or those who want to now take this business serious, I advise you just try and get a measuring container, get a measuring scale. It will really help you go a long way. So as you can also see, I have with me here my emulsion blender, which is the stick blender. But guess what, I'm not going to use it because I'm going to see how to make this as simple as possible, so you don't have any excuse why you have not taken step in making this particular production, which is free of charge. You have not paid me to teach you this. I'm giving to you free of charge, and I want you to take steps and then share with me your testimony, because that is where I get joy. So I'm going to be using the normal stick toner, normal stick toner, yes, that you have in the market. If you don't have this, you could get anything that will enable you stir vigorously. So outside the stick toner that I've showed you, I also have my silicone mold here. Now for those who don't have this, I'm sure you can at least get something like this, you know, the normal disposable plates we have, because you can actually also use that to pour in your soap. Okay, so that either you have something like this or you can actually use this. Now speak of your turning stick. Now for those of us who wants to also go, or you probably have this that you use in turning your gari and you want to use it to make your soap. If you notice, I'm actually using a white turning stick, and that's because over time in doing this production, we've discovered one thing. If you buy the one that is strictly brown, it has a way of leaking out color in your production, and you might not like what it will look like eventually. So if you go to the market, look out for the ones that are white like this. So far, it has proven to be better off than the brown one. And then if you also want to take it a step further and you want to also buy a silicone spatula like this, you can get them in baking shops, you know, in the market near you. So now the last item, the last chemical we're going to be using for this soap is our silicate. Now this is optional. If you want, put it in your soap. If you don't want, maybe you're trying to now give more excuse. I was able to buy red oil, I was able to buy caustic soda, but I couldn't get, no problem. This is actually optional. But one of the things this actually helps you to do is it helps to strengthen your soap, and it gives your soap this very shiny, you know, look, of which, of course, you know, now when you're especially trying to market your soap out there, you want to make it look as beautiful, as well presentable as possible. So that is where silicate comes in. But trust me, it's strictly optional, and we're going to be using just 15 ml. We have more than 15 ml here, so I'm just going to be using 15 ml, and in here is 2 liters of bleached red oil. So I think I've done a rundown of what we're going to be using for today's production. If there's any other tip, of course, before I end this video, I'll probably write it down for you to see. So there you have it. And as usual, in every of my production, after we run down the chemicals, the quantities, we go straight into production because we don't want to waste time. So now the first thing I'm going to be doing, of course, is to give our oil a good stir, just to make sure that, you know, it is well mixed and all that. And then we'll go ahead to add our caustic soda, but first I'll be pouring it in here for you so you have an idea of the exact quantity I'm also working with. Now this is actually my measuring cup. Remember I told you I am working with 660 ml of water. So now this is 600. Now I'm sure you're seeing this is 650. Now this is 660 ml of lye solution. Okay, so that's it. And then before you start your production, I like to drop one tip. You make sure you're well balanced. For example, I like to make sure I've gotten enough space that once I mix in my chemicals, it's easier for me to pour. Okay, so there you have it. You just stir your oil. Once I pour in this lye solution, okay, I'll go ahead and pour my silicate in it. So those of us mothers who already know how our measuring cup are, this is, okay, let me just make it 10 ml now, because to the brim is 10 ml. And then I'll just put half. Okay, so in here is our 15 ml of silicate. So just there. Once you stir and you pass the light trace, you get to the medium trace, just go ahead and you pour it into your container. Now we're going to just be adding it into our containers. Let me start with this. disposable cups. Once you pour, make sure you tap. That is if you're using this particular one or any other mold at all. Once you pour in, please just tap so that it can sit properly. Okay. Okay, you tap again. Once you do this, it releases any tiny air bubbles. So I'll just go straight and add into this particular soap mold. Okay, so tap again and add more. You see why I say you have to be very fast? Okay. Add a little more. Okay, so once I add this, I'll just go ahead and add in the remaining disposable containers. Okay, as you can see, we've added all of our soap into our mold. You can also see we used part of the disposable cups or plates. Like I said, you can easily get, or if you have a soap mold like this, you can actually also pour your soap in it. So that's basically how to make a very simple soda soap. I'm sure you noticed that we just only use two particular chemicals. Silicate, like I said, is optional. So go ahead and actually practice it. But before we round up this video, we'll be back in like 12 hours to 24 hours, depending on how. But I know between this period, our soap will be good enough to unmold. You just keep touching your soap on the surface until it gets really firm that you can unmold it. And then for soap, the ones you put in bigger containers that you know you have to cut, you just have to be very careful with it. So between 12 hours to 24 hours, like I said, we'll be back to unmold our soap. So till then, just keep jotting down all the points you have actually gotten from this video, and then I look forward to seeing your feedback. But I'll be back to round up this video after we unmold it. All right. Hello, it's been 12 hours after. Yes, remember our soda soap, our basic, simple soda soap that we both made together. It's time to unmold and cut our soap. Now, I'd like to also share with you a trick on how to unmold from disposables like this, because I know some of us will also want to practice this using this exact particular disposable cup. And then initially it may seem as if you're struggling with it. So, but the trick I usually use is I just squeeze round, just squeeze it round a bit, just tap, just to make it easier so that it can come out. So once you do that, just go ahead and push it out. I'm sure you're seeing what I'm doing. Voila, it becomes very easy. So you do the same for every of the takeaway you're using. Just squeeze it round a bit, squeeze it around a bit, and you do this when your soap is actually firm. So this is with 12 hours. If you did exactly what I did, use the exact quantity, the exact formulation, you're expected to get the same outcome. Okay, so this is our soda soap made with just oil and caustic soda. We added silicate, yes, but I told you silicate is actually optional. So I'm sure you'll see me trying to really bring this out, so you might find yourself having such challenge, but not to worry. Okay, so you can see our soap looks shiny, looks good, trust me, and also foams very well, especially because of the oils we used. Now we'll do the same for this one. Just tap it, squeeze it a bit. Oh, this is even easier. You can see our soap, and very strong. Now this kind of soaps don't actually finish quick, and it does the magic as well. So this is how you make your very simple basic soda soap using just two chemicals, oils, and your lye solution. Okay, so we're going to mold the next soap, but not to worry about how this particular soap looks like. I'm sure you know it's because of the particular disposable will be used. I've even seen some persons actually sell soda soap like this. So if you feel you actually want to stand out and have something really nice, trust me, that's part of what we teach in our class. We actually go ahead to teach extensively how to really package your soap, how to have very nice cuts, and then make it presentable so that when you put a price on it, people actually won't argue with it. But in the meantime, being that you're learning, please go ahead and practice with what you have, so you don't have any excuse to say that is the reason why you couldn't practice. So we'll mold this. Okay. Voila. I'm sure you're seeing our soap. This is what our soda soap looks like. Very beautiful. Now for some of us who also might probably have molds like this, or probably takeaways that appear in this form, and you want to just have a neat cut. Now let's take a measurement of what our soap actually, the inch. Okay, so we go like this. I'm sure you can see that our soap is actually 10 inches, give or take. So we're just going to slice 1 inch just to have something really nice. And then you can see I'm using my knife as against using a normal soap cutter. So you don't say, because I don't have this. We're also going to do a demonstration using our knife. So one of the things I like to do is I just like to give, just a slight mark with my knife, just so that I have something really nice. You can also go ahead and do this. Okay, so once you've gotten it, just stick it down. Voila. Now you see what our soap looks like. So you can also go ahead, measure your soap like this, and then have fine cuts like this. I'm sure when you give this to anybody, your friends, your neighbors, even those who are willing to buy from you, they also don't mind buying it in this way. So let's go ahead and still cut one more, and then that'll be the end of today's video. Okay, as you can see, I've gone ahead to actually cut out our soap. Remember, we measured this at 10 inches. We have 10 pieces of our soap in here, just to guide you on how you can actually have a good and smooth cut. I'm sure you can see what our soap looks like. I'm sure you love how it's also shining and how firm it is. Now there's a trick with this particular soap. I remember going up there and seeing our mothers make this soap, and the abracadabra they do, and the soap is ready, and they actually use it almost immediately. Well, you can if you want to, once your soap is strong enough and set. But the catch there is this: if you want your soap to lather more and you want your soap to last more, it's advised to leave for at least a week or two. That way you get a good result of your soap, and then you enjoy the soap while you use it. So that's basically it from the start to finish of this video. If you follow exactly what I've done, trust me, you're going to get the same outcome, and I know that you're going to testify. Now, speaking of testifying, now that I've given you this particular video free of charge, this is my own way of encouraging you. You can actually do better than I am. I have students who are now more like professors, a lot of people consulting them to actually teach them how to make soaps like this and even more. And these are products that they couldn't even do before now. So I'm encouraging you, trust me, you need to elevate yourself. Or if you're that person who actually have this flair of making soap and you don't know where to start, this is the right place for you to start. Skills by Oge Empowerment Training Institute. We teach women, youths, and men out there how to make soaps, different kinds of soap, luxury bar soap, bathing soap, laundry soap, different kinds of soap, and other beauty and cleaning products, just right there in the comfort of your home. And even how to treat acne, how to treat skin problems. Trust me, we've got you covered. And then we take you by the hand. We don't get you all feeling lost or confused. No, we teach you. I'm sure this video was self-explanatory if you're being very honest, and this is how our videos are. We make it so easy that you can actually do the exact thing you're watching me do. And I know that what I'm saying is somewhere in your mind is touching you, and you'll say, okay, how do I? Trust me, I've got you covered there too. Now, somewhere in this video, now there's a guide. I don't know where you're watching this video from my website or from my Telegram group. Trust me, you have details on how you can actually join the advanced class, because that is where the magic happens. I'm not going to lie for you. I'll keep giving you once in a while free videos, but where, if you really want to change your life, you need to be in the advanced class. There you learn several production video and begin to elevate your life. So basically, payment details on how to join our advanced class are always going to be listed for you from wherever you're watching this video from. Like I said, either the website or the Telegram group. And guess what? The thing with joining the advanced class is this: you most times don't just enjoy only what you paid for. Several times you actually do other products that are not even related to this. That's to tell you how packed that class is. And you also be in the midst of other beautiful professional soap makers that I myself even find some things new and interesting. So that's, and then the membership is actually for life. When you join, trust me, it will be like another family that you never knew existed. That's the whole thing. We preach love, we preach productivity, and most importantly, we preach empowerment. That's what we're trying to do, empower you for better. So that's basically it. Me telling you to take that step, change your life, join the advanced class. And if you feel you don't want to, but first of all, I want you to practice this so that at least my free gifts, you enjoy my free gifts, and then send your testimonies to me as well. Now, before I round up this video, I'd like for you to just see some few slides of the testimonials, just for you to have a sneak peek of what I'm talking about. So in this video, you're going to be seeing just small slides of the testimonials of my students who are now professionals. And then, of course, you have me to thank once you join the advanced class. Now, for those of us who are probably watching me from Ghana, South Africa, anywhere in the part of the world, and you're wondering, how do I join? Because you think this is just for Nigerians. No, we've got you covered. It may interest you to know that we've got students in over 9 different African countries. We have students all over the world, and trust me, it's the same benefits, the same thing that we are enjoying here that they also enjoy. Now, payments on how you can join the class is also somewhere in this video or in a Telegram group, depending on where you're watching this particular video from. So I guess that's all. If there's any other information I need to add for you. So now, before I forget, we've actually upgraded our classes with more production videos, more soap videos. Now, here is what our old course outline looks like, and then this is what our new course outline looks like. You can see we've actually increased it. So that's to tell you that our training is not static. We usually increase, we always add new production videos just to also keep you up on the trend and then make you more equipped than you started with. So we don't just keep you at the spot, we actually continue to increase your production skills. So that's it. And if there's any question you have, just feel free. My numbers will always be displayed there for you to contact me, send me a message on WhatsApp. And if you're even in my free class, my free Telegram group, of course, you know I'm always there 24/7 to answer your questions. So what are you waiting for? I hope you've taken down notes on what you need to buy and how to start this particular production. So you need to do it. And then if you can, please share a video of what yours look like I'm showing you here. I need to see the same outcome. All right, till I come your way again next time, I remain yours truly, Grace Ogeoke. See you and God bless you.